So we are Culture Group 1. My name is Sarah, and this is Rachel, and this is Richard. And Dylan and Kristen are also in our group as well, but they couldn't be here today. The country that we chose was China, and we're going to discuss with you how business works there and some customs and cultures. I'm going to start off by talking about proper business attire, and I have this great visual aid, and Rachel's going to help me with it. This is all about what to wear. With any business endeavor, you should always go in looking business appropriate. In China, it's really important that you're wearing darker clothes. Each color has a different meaning. So you definitely don't want to go into a business meeting wearing bright colors like red or yellow. Dark blues and blacks or dark greens are good. For women, you definitely want to make sure that you have a high neckline. Don't want to have anything low cut or cleavage. And you want to make sure that you're wearing low or flat shoes, not high heels. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about business culture. One of the big things in Chinese business culture is saving face. They have several different ways of doing that. They actually have 4 different ways. Saving face in Chinese culture relates to honor and honoring people in general, and they really support having that honor intact. Unlike Western culture, we're really quick to decision making, we're really quick to talk. They do a lot more nonverbal communication, a lot of listening. You'll find that in meetings that there are large pauses just for reflection. So when you're in that situation, you want to make sure that you take advantage of those periods of time and respect them by not talking and just allowing them to have their time of quiet and to be able to contemplate. They strive for harmony in all situations, whether that's business dealings or personal relationships. So they're really good at being able to say no without being able to say physically no. They'll use facial expressions, whether that's frowning. Sometimes they do consider direct eye contact disrespectful. So at times you may see people looking down like this and not looking directly at you. And that's very important to just be aware of. They also do have a custom with business cards. And it's really important when you're meeting someone for the first time that when you're introducing yourself, you're doing that by age and by seniority of that culture, because they always introduce the oldest member or the most senior member first and then go down the line. Same with seating arrangements in a business meeting. They do that in age of seniority with the company, based around most wisdom was what I read. So I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about business etiquette. You want to make sure that before you plan any meeting that you do so about 2 months in advance was what we found. It's important to have an interpreter, someone who's working with your company to go ahead and be the liaison between the two. You also want to make sure that you have an agenda sent out prior to any meeting. In the Chinese culture, when you come into a meeting, each person in that meeting is going to have some kind of agenda or some kind of information that they want to add. In business dealings, they do take a lot more time making decisions, unlike here in the United States where we're very quick to decisions. They want time to think about it. They want to look at all of the possibilities. So that is my portion. Kristen could not be here with us today, so I'm also going to talk about her portions, which included food, recreation, and currency. Food in China is really a heart of the culture. It's a defined form of art. Food is meant to be nutritious and tasty and the proper combination of colors and shapes and textures. The Chinese have several different types of foods that they like to eat. Some of their staple foods are soybeans, rice, wheat, vegetables, herbs, and seasonings. They do have many delicacies. The most common delicacy to us would be considered tofu. That's probably the most common thing that we would see here. The Chinese, they do drink a variety of different teas, whether they are herbal teas or medical teas. And in the Beijing cuisine, they do involve quite a bit of deep frying, mostly roasting, stir frying, and Peking duck has been a long time favorite there. For recreation, the main sports in China are football, table tennis, or what we consider ping pong, basketball, and badminton. They also have many places to go hiking and several cities and activities to go to. Mostly people like to do that as a group. They do have the Forbidden City, the Great Wall, many tea houses and martial arts centers. And then she does talk about spelunking, and that there is a wonderful choice called the Yellow Dragon Cave, which is the largest in Asia to do that. Currency, the currency in China is called renminbi, which means the people's money, and their denominations range from 0.01 to 100. And now I'm going to hand it over to Rachel.
Hello, I'm Rachel, and my part of the project was to research language in the business setting. And one thing that I thought was important about communication with intercultural businesses was knowing a little bit about their language so we can communicate and be able to understand at least a little bit of what they're saying and be able to respond to them. Something I've often noticed about when people think others can't understand them because they speak another language is raising your voice. That's very impolite. They're not deaf, they just speak another language. So it would be a good idea to at least learn some basic terms that can really get you through and some things that are polite. So one that I have is ni hao, that's hello. And that's obviously a great way to say, hi, I know you're here. And then xie xie is thank you. And that is also very important because you need to be able to say thank you for your time and let them know that it's valuable to you as well as to them. I have lots of others, but I cannot pronounce any of the rest of them myself, so I am going to a Google Translator to help me. And so this one is goodbye.
再见
I'll play it twice.
再见
And goodbye is a good one because you need to be able to say, hey, I'm leaving. You can't just get up and leave the room. It seems impolite. This one is actually easy to pronounce. It's doi, and it says that it means yes or you are correct. It's important to be able to agree with what people are saying to let them know you're actually listening and that you're understanding what's going on. Wu means no, and that's also important because you need to let people know if you're not understanding or if you don't agree with what's going on if you're doing a big project. This one I don't know how to pronounce. This one is sorry.
遗憾遗憾
And sorry is important because it's polite to use when refusing an offer or what if you spill coffee on someone and they don't understand sorry in English. So you should be able to say that in whatever language of the country you're going to. And this one is excuse me.
对不起先生对不起先生
Now we know why I can't pronounce them. This one is a great way to let people know that you need to pass them or if you cough during a meeting or sneeze or do any other disruptive things that are unintentional. There are a few polite phrases. Those are just some basic things that I found that I think that everybody should know. And then there's a few polite business phrases that I found. This one is I am writing to tell you.
我写信告诉你我写信告诉你
I think that's important because if you're going to write, English can be hard to comprehend, so you need to be able to say just a few things so they can understand what you're saying. And this one is we are sorry to inform you.
很抱歉地通知您。我们很抱歉地通知您。
And this one is important because you need to be, if you're doing a big business deal with another country, you need to be able to inform them that you're not going through with the plan. And you need to be able to do that kindly. And I think that is it. Thank you. I'm going to switch off to Richard now.
Hi, I'm Richard, also on China. I'm here to discuss about letters, forms, and the memo format. Many countries use business writing in English, but some different formats that may be a challenging task. By using the proper formats, you give the image of looking knowledgeable and culturally sensitive. Here I have an example of a letter with different spots that they have titles. First, they like the document number here and the Chinese organization here and the fax number, which is very important because they still use the fax over there. It's a very important component in Chinese business. And in the salutation, they have the same as we do. They list the last name first. Also, the way they do the date would be the year, month, and day. And that is the letter. And the next would be the memo. This is how they prefer the memo. First, here's the year format. The same is be year, month, and day. And then we have the subject. And then right here, your name with from and then a colon. And then again, they want your name down here. And then your company email with your name. And also they would like the memorandum number because that is very important. And I guess that's it.
We would like to thank you for watching our video, and we look forward to reading your feedback. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.